I rise in very strong support of this comprehensive forward-looking bill that will provide relief at the pump, create good jobs here in America, and finally put our nation on a path toward a clean and more independent energy future. Surely that is something that we can all support. Americans understand the problem. Our nation is addicted to oil. Consumers are paying record prices to heat and cool their homes and to drive their cars and trucks. Global warming is real, it's serious, and a growing problem. And meanwhile, oil companies are making more money than ever before. That's why Democrats made energy a top priority when we took back the House and the Senate last year. We raised auto fuel economy standards for the first time in a generation, overcoming the objections of the auto and oil industries and the Republicans in Congress and the White House. And we passed one bill after another to improve America's energy policy, to expand wind, solar, and other renewable energy sources, to increase the efficiency and conservation, to curb speculation in energy markets, and to release oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and to recoup the tens of billions of dollars that oil companies have unfairly taken from the taxpayers as they've exploited the taxpayers' resources on our public lands. Every bill we passed was opposed by a majority of the Republicans in Congress and by President Bush. And at the end of all of their objections, gas rose to $4 a gallon. Think how different this debate would have been if in the previous decade, when the Republicans controlled this House and the 8 years which they controlled the White House and the Congress, if they had pushed forward in energy in those days. Think how different the automobile industry would have been today had they not caved into the oil industry and the auto industries and moved those standards. But no, it took 30 years, and we did it in this Congress with the Democratic leadership. Think how different this discussion would be on renewables and alternatives if Republicans had chosen that. But no, every time they brought an energy bill to the floor, they looked to the past. They said that we could drill our way out of this problem. We're just another drop of oil away from the problem. And at the end of that decade, we ended up more dependent upon foreign oil than any time in our histories. So that's why we're here today. We're here to help consumers, to drive down the price of energy, to expand the energy resources in this nation that are available to all consumers all across the country, and to create good American jobs in the process of doing that, and to put us on that kind of path to energy independence and to greater diversity in our sources of energy. We're not going to succumb to the old entrenched interest that tells we have to continue to give away the public's resources and not provide the royalties that the public is entitled to, that the public, with all due respect, in most every other nation in the world gets when they give their resources to be exploited. We're going to stop the days of the royalty holidays for oil companies that are making record profits because of their record ingenuity and their skill and their talent. But the fact of the matter is there is no royalty holiday for the ratepayers, for the people paying at the pump, for people trying to heat and cool their homes. And that's why this legislation must pass, because this legislation speaks to the future, to a sustainable and a renewable energy policy for this country for the first time in over a decade.